Good morning. It's I don't know, it's probably about 8:30 at least. Our friends from the M&R woke us up again this morning at 7:30. Like clockwork. Don't even need an alarm. So we're just sitting here eating breakfast. We've basically already packed up. Just gotta do one last sweep of the cabin, shut the windows, and then we're on to Booth today. Down through a series of lakes. I think it's Shrew, Big Red, Ryan, Shirley Crotch, that sort of thing. So that's our day today. Looks to be a gorgeous day. The wind is down. There's not a cloud in the sky. And it's a little cooler. It was a little cooler last night, I feel. So hopefully today won't be as hot as the other days. All packed up. Cabin swept. Doors shut. All the windows got shut. We're about to load up the boats and take a push off from an awesome cabin. I hope to one day come back here. This is definitely worth the trip. There's several ways to get here, and I think you can just take this road. This winds its way all the way back to Shaw Lake eventually. I don't know how long that road is, but I think you can definitely walk down it. And the lake is calm. Should be a pretty easy day of paddling. Hopefully the weather stays. And on Booth, it's manageable.
Something that Ryan and I tend to do is take a vague look at the map with too much time before we're actually in the boat, and then don't know exactly where we're going, just generally where we're going. Time for an adventure with Ryan McMillan.
This is just a 40-meter portage up and over into a little creek that's going to take us down to the next portage. Apparently in this whole southern area is a peat bog and with some swampy bits. Would probably justify all the mosquitoes we've been dealing with, but just a little carryover and then we're back on to the water. Alright, so 2.4 starts out with a pretty big hill. Now it appears to join an old road, which is nice. But that first hill was deadly. It was relatively steep and just long enough to get the legs barking. Top the hill, I hope. I don't know how many meters, say 600-700 meters in, if that. And we've just stopped at a canoe rest. But other than that one little section of the road, it's been a steady incline the whole way from the lake. I got done Unicorn Hill. This is close to that. Just gradual hill, and then it starts winding.
Boat trail from out.
It's tiring. It's tiring. Anyway, taking a little break, and then we'll get back at it. After a quick stop, we're on the road again. There's not much flat about this portage. Rich is ahead of us there, carrying the food. Ryan's behind me with the other boat. And we're just slogging away. It's that time again, folks. My favorite time of the day. Wait for it. You feel the breeze in your face. Name that lake. What lake is this, Rich? Do you know? Shrew Lake. Holy. And she's steep back down the water. And you're looking at the entirety of Shrew Lake. Another gorgeous lake. The water, I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it's like aquamarine. Nice little lake. We're not on it long. We swing around over here into another portage, into I think Big Red. So most of our late morning, early afternoon will be very similar. Portage into a small lake, and then bump back out again into another one. Okay, so we're doing the Shrew, I think, to Big Red portage. It's not very difficult. Footing, one second, I got mosquitoes. The footing is great, but again, right off the hop, there's like a 20 to 30 meter incline, very steep. Once you get over that though, it's gradually downhill. So it's easily manageable going this direction. And I'm now approaching the end. And it's not very hard. Ryan Lake. Named after that guy. I've wanted to camp on this lake for so long. Like Ryan and I've planned like 3 trips here. Every year it gets canceled because of blue-green algae.
Maybe you should stop planning them.
Is that the problem?
Yeah, I think so.
Brought to you by Neo Orange.
Not that good, eh? Or do you like it?
It's not terrible. It's not as good as that.
It's like Tang.
Exactly.
I love Tang. So I've been waiting a long time to come to this lake. This is Ryan Lake. It's been closed due to blue-green algae for years, which is too bad because apparently it's a good fishing lake and there's actually a ton of campsites on this lake. Like there's one there, one on that point. They're everywhere. I believe at one point they stocked this lake with splake. Maybe they still do, I don't know. But I'm trolling, I'm hoping to catch one.
No fish in this lake?
There's no fish in this lake. It's not my fault. No fish. It's 20 to 1. We've been at the portage here on Shirley for quite some time. Made a couple phone calls, let everyone know we're good. Rich is just on Tinder. So the portage here from Ryan into Shirley is really easy. Cart path trail, 585, but it is one of the easier portages you'll ever do.
The road most of it.
Yeah. So we're making really good time today.
You use your flip-flop?
We have a 1 kilometer into Crotch and then paddle down to the Shaw Lake access point. We're gonna collect the food and cider and stuff that we left there on what feels like a lifetime ago, but I guess it would have been Friday night, Saturday at like 1, 2 in the morning. So we'll collect that, hopefully it's still there. If it's not, we have very little food. So that'll be a bit of an emergency if it is not there, but it should be. So once we pick all that up, then we're heading off down through Farm, Kitty, into Booth for the night. So we're making really good time. It shouldn't be, we've done every portage from here to Booth already in our career. So we're aware it's not very hard at all. So we'll make great time. And yeah, gorgeous day, sunny. Hopefully it stays sunny. And then once we get to Booth on the beach, we will go for a nice swim, cool down. After 1. This spot looks a little different now than it did in September when Rich, Olivia and I were here. Still nice though. Nice little babbling brook down the whole, I guess it'd be the east side of the portage. Again, this portage is a kilometer, but it is relatively straight and very flat. So this is the Crotch to Shirley portage. We passed one group going the other way, a lady and a gentleman. They're double carrying, so we said hi to them. And then we head off into Crotch Lake, and then we'll head down in this direction, passes into Shawl without a portage, and then into Farm.
I like this little island for some reason. I don't know why, but just like yeah, it's just a lake.
This is the Shawl Lake access point. I think it's access 17. So this is the bridge we stashed our food somewhere up in here in the woods. So we're about to put in and go find it.
Classic Single Malt and Maps food drop.
Oh, I see plastic bags still, so that's a good sign.
I got everything I need. See you later, boys. Untouched?
Food drop successful. No, I think Farm to Kitty is a 90 meter, and then Kitty to Booth I think is a 640, 645, something like that. But I don't know if you can see in the video, the wind is coming right directly in our face, so we'll probably be into the wind for the remainder of the day, which is going to make it a bit tougher. But we pretty much knocked out all the difficulty that we had planned on this trip. We've got the basically the 3K and the 2.5K finished, which were both horrendous, and now now we're into the easier stuff and some stuff we've already done before, so we know what to expect.
So this is Farm Lake. We have a headwind. I don't know if you can even hear me on the camera. And there's just a wall of bulrushes and weeds and stuff that you have to navigate through a channel to gain access to the main lake. So we're just trying to find that channel. I think Ryan did. So this is the main part of Farm Lake. As you can see, there's 3 groups ahead of us. We're all fighting our way into the wind to try and get into the narrows. It's not a ridiculous wind and it's not very gusty, but it's just constant, right into your face. So we're approaching the end of Steel Cabin, the Kitty Lake cabin. You can see it there through the trees. If there's no one there, we're going to stop in and see what's up, but if there's anyone on the site, we're going to carry on. You won't really be able to tell until we swing around to the beach. But when we were here last time, it's bigger than the other cabins we've been in. Okay, so I elected to do the actual portage, the 90 meter portage, I think it's 90 meters, at the end of Steel Cabin. And these guys decided to line up the rapid, and I don't know where they are. So I think I'm going to get in the boat and head over here and sit on the shore, so at least I can get a view of whatever there is they're doing down there.
might be the end of this battle.
Okay, we're on the last portage of the day. It's the 695 from Kitty into Booth, and my bag is substantially heavier. We just did the food drop pickup and the booze pickup at Shaw Lake, and I have 9 tall boys and a couple 7/10s, so a lot heavy. All right, so we're in the north end of Booth Lake. We've struck out at every campsite along the eastern shore, all the way up Booth. Now we're approaching the northernmost portage out of Booth. There's 2 campsites, one on the portage and one right near it, that I'm hoping one of them's empty. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not paddling back down to the south end of Booth to check out the southwest islands. It's just too far. Been paddling into the wind all day. Well, we struck out on the last 2 campsites, so it's decision time. We're gonna stop, we're gonna have a cider, have a rest, and make a smart decision. Okay, we had a meeting of the minds. Crushed a cider on this nice little beach, impromptu beach, and we're making the decision. We're gonna push on. We're gonna attempt to see if the Tattler cabin and or campsite on Tattler is available. A group did just pass of 1 boat, so they're gonna take, I don't think they're pushing another 3 hours into Annie Bay, so they're either gonna be on the campsite or the cabin. Hopefully one or the other is open. And sorry, Ontario Parks, if we end up staying in the cabin, we didn't pay for it, that's our bad. If both are taken, then we get into this situation where we're going to be stealth camping either somewhere, or depending on energy level, we're going to continue pushing, and we might end up on Opeongo today. So we're going to see what we see as we slowly head northwest. Moment of truth. We've paddled the rest of Booth, and we are now in Tattler Lake, and we're hoping that either the campsite or the cabin is not being used, and we're going to find out within moments if we are screwed or saved. And we're looking right into the sun, so I don't know. Here's the campsite here. Yeah, there's a person there. Oh, so the campsite's taken. All right, so we appear to be in luck. No one is using the Tattler cabin yet. We really shouldn't do this, but we're gonna have to. There's no campsites between here and Annie Bay, and we're just rolling in too late in the day. So we're gonna check it out, see what's going on, and we're not gonna unpack right away. We're gonna have a cider, maybe make some dinner, and if someone shows up, we'll leave. But
Evan and I are going to try and find the spring behind Tattler because we sent Ryan, he came back with random water. For anybody looking for the spring on Tattler, when the ground gets swampy, it's a box on your left hand side. Take a look at this video. I'm sure we'll put it in there. I'm assuming that you can actually see it visually because it's getting It's not sundown, but it's starting to get a little dark in the woods. Watch me burn my hand off trying to light this bastard. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Tonight we're doing beef and broccoli pasta. Alfredo. What you got here is a 3 cheese mixture with some breadcrumbs. Ideal situation was going to be to toast these over a fire, but we'll see what we can do here. You get them mixed pretty good. Flatten them out the best you can. Alright, now we're going to do the part that might be a bit tricky. I'm going to try and strain some of this pasta water into the ground beef so it can rehydrate. I would prefer to not burn myself or make a huge disaster. Alfredo pasta. Some beef and broccoli Alfredo. Might be able to see this beaver swim by. I think it's a beaver. Is it a beaver, Rye? Yeah, it looks like a beaver. It's got kind of a squared off nose, which usually indicates a beaver. At least in my experience, I'm not an animal expert by any means. Things and stuff, adventure, camping ain't easy. Ryan McMillan. Good thing we did a food drop, or I actually would have died on that 3000.
I love Tang.
And I like orange juice, and not Tang, or Sunny D. Sunny D is the brand name Tang, I think. Today's August 12th. We left McKaskill, and it turned into a big day. Yeah, and then we'll be able to put it on old YouTube and let everybody know. Tattler Cabin 2020, blow down on the spring.
Your moral compass.
Yeah, I'm basically the only one who's a saint in the whole group. Hallelujah. Praise the good Lord. Check out Evan's bald spot if you can. Doing his bald man dance. GoPro stop. GoPro stop recording.